What's up, everybody? Swift Wings here. Welcome to I watched episode 5 and this happened. Question is, what happened? I went and watched a bunch of reviews. I went and watched predictions, and I was highly disappointed in what I saw. Fact is that most people didn't even hit on the things that I saw in the episode, and they're making assumptions off of what they believe when they didn't actually pay attention to what they saw. So, I mean, of course, this is about Game of Thrones, episode 5 of season 8. And I know I shouldn't have to say it because it's a review. However, there will be spoilers. Alright, so let's start off with, everybody keeps saying that she went mad. Daenerys. Everybody's saying that she went mad, that she's the Mad Queen. She just snapped and this is her for life. Especially since her father wanted to burn all of King's Landing whenever the walls were invaded. However, there are a lot of things that lead up to her burning King's Landing to the ground. For one thing, to start off, at the very beginning of the episode, Daenerys asks Jon and then begs him not to tell anybody about what his actual name is, who his parents are. And he just goes and tells Sansa and Arya the truth. That's completely out of character for Jon himself. For one thing, this is somebody who is honorable, who's going to follow the requests of the leader to the T, to the best of his ability. But yet he went ahead and betrayed Dany anyways. She begged him. She has never begged anybody ever for anything. And she begged him because she loved him so much. And she was worried about her throne because Sansa already wants to get her off the throne anyways, even though she's never even actually sat on it. But I mean, for him to go against what she said when she is the queen and she pretty much told him not to say anything, that in itself is a betrayal, and that goes against everything that he is for. So if anybody here is out of character, that was Jon there. And then Sansa goes on to betray Jon and Dany when that's her brother who doesn't want anything to do with the throne at all. And then her future queen. I mean, this is not out of character for Sansa in any stretch of the means because she is always making super stupid decisions anyways. And everybody keeps saying that she's a badass, but quite honestly, she is the exact same person. She's doing shit that is completely and utterly stupid all the fucking time. I mean, yeah, she did a few things, and she helped out with capturing of Winterfell, but every single chance she gets, she goes behind Jon and undermines him, talks shit on him, never listens to what he has to say. She's just the exact same person she was before. And quite honestly, that's just bullshit that everybody's saying she changed so much. And then you have Tyrion. Tyrion betrayed Dany. He went behind her back instead of going straight to her, which she even asked him, why didn't you come to me before you went to Varys? He didn't really have an answer for that. Now, it's true, the Master of Whispers should know any and all secrets, that way he can fix anything, or hide anything, or do anything of the sort. But for Tyrion to go straight to Varys instead of talking to her about it, to figure out what she knows, that's sort of bullshit. Then we move on to Varys. Varys has been quite out of character as well. Varys has stuck by people such as Joffrey for quite a few years. Didn't go searching for anybody else. He might have been doing some stuff in the background, looking around for different things. But Daenerys has been known about for quite a long time. Everything about her conquests and everything was known for quite a while. But yet he never made a move to go talk to her. He stayed with Joffrey the entire time. And it wasn't until later on that he decided that he was going to leave. And really, the only reason he ended up leaving is because the bells started ringing because Tyrion killed his father, Tywin, and Varys was just like, hell with this shit, I'm not staying here no more. He's just really wishy-washy when it comes to everything because as soon as he found out that Jon was a contender for the throne, even though Jon didn't want anything to do with the throne, he just hopped up there and was like, oh, I found a new person, I'm going to follow him. Which seems really out of character because he never even really gave Daenerys a chance. He wasn't with her that long for him to make that decision. He didn't see her make that many bad decisions for him to just switch over that quickly. Now, her going crazy, there was many things that led to this. For one thing, she's lost trust in Tyrion. Quite honestly, rightfully so. He has done so many amazing things throughout the entire show. He is one of the most intelligent, quick-thinking people in the show. But yet, here lately, he hasn't done shit. He just completely has not really done anything. He keeps making incredibly stupid decisions. Going to talk to Cersei, like that's going to do anything. She has hated him his entire life. She has never listened to anything he has had to say, really. But yet, he thinks that he's going to go talk her out of doing stupid shit? Fuck no. To be quite honest, for him to think that, that's stupid on his part. He's a lot smarter than that, but for him to be doing that, incredibly stupid. And then Cersei denying the request for surrender, which was the stupid move on her point anyways. And then her killing Missandei right there in front of everybody, that was one thing to help push her over the edge. Her best friend, and also one of her closest advisors, killed right in front of her eyes. Not to mention that everywhere she's gone, people have betrayed her. Jorah betrayed her. He was a spy for years. Yeah, he turned around and he ended up making it up to her later, but she was extremely pissed off, especially because one of her closest advisors had been a spy against her and trying to kill her for years. And then, like I said, Tyrion continually fucking up everything. Who's the one person that she did trust and she fell in love with was Jon. He betrayed her by telling Sansa and Arya everything. Of course, Arya didn't seem to give two shits. She was leaving anyways. So what did it matter? And then Sansa went around and told everybody. So now multiple people know. She knows that Jon betrayed her. And then she was sitting there talking to him, tried to kiss him. They both said they love each other. But Jon's over there feeling like, I don't know what to feel anymore because she's family now, even though he fell in love with her prior. And Daenerys is just sitting there like, the one person that I actually give two shits about and love rejecting me, and he betrayed me. This is one of the big points that everybody that I watched and read seemed to miss. She's sitting there saying like, where she came across the sea, across the narrow sea, I should say, they all loved her. She came over here and nobody gives two shits about her, including his, I guess, cousin now, was sister. And the one person that said that loves her just went and rejected her, which is when she said, well, I guess it's fear then. That's when she decided that she was going to incite fear into everybody. If Jon had actually put a lot of thought into this and got over himself and actually went with his feelings, yeah, incestuous stuff, blah, blah, blah. The Targaryens actually had relations like that for many centuries. Yeah, you could argue with the Starks, it didn't really happen because they just weren't like that. People in the north aren't like that. Well, north of Westeros. North of the Wall, I guess they are. But the way she sees it, she's being rejected. And if someone that she cares that much about will not show her the love that she feels that he should be showing her whenever he's saying that he loves her as much as he does, she feels completely and utterly betrayed. She doesn't know what to do anymore. She's not feeling any love from anybody. So her only turn to actually get people on her side is to put fear in them. What better way to put fear into anybody than to burn down an entire city? Everybody would fear her. Am I saying it's a good idea? Am I saying that she made the right decision? Probably not. I mean, she could have gone straight for Cersei as soon as she had all the defenses down. She could have killed Cersei off and everything would have been a lot more happy and everything would have been a lot less chaotic. But then again, is that the world that George R.R. Martin has created? No. We're used to sitting there and having twists where your favorite characters get their heads cut off as soon as possible, where crazy decisions are made and everything goes completely and utter apeshit. And then you had Cersei not just killing Missandei, but taking everybody within the city, around the city, all the surrounding areas, pulling them into the Red Keep. And she even said, if they want to get to me, they're going to have to get through at least 1,000 people, which means that she was either counting on them to show mercy to these people and not do anything to get to the Red Keep, or they'd be sitting there killing them for so long that she'd have enough time to escape. She don't give two shits about the people. Everybody knows this. She's in it for herself, and that is it. Everybody keeps saying, oh, she does everything for her kids, and everything's for her kids. That's bullshit. I'll get into that in a little bit. Alright, now let's move on to people saying that Dany was completely and utterly out of character. Everyone must have forgotten how she really is, because they keep saying she's out of character. For her to just snap like that, oh my god, that just came out of nowhere. Fucking bullshit. First season, her brother gets killed by having molten gold poured on his head, and she's standing there smirking at it, staring. Are you serious? You didn't see this coming. And then, think about all the people that she would have burnt to the ground. How many people she would have killed. Entire cities that she would have sacked had it not been for her advisors telling her, no, we have to take a different route. Which, remember, at this point, she can't trust anybody. Everybody keeps screwing her over. Everybody keeps betraying her. Who the fuck is she going to listen to? Of course she's not going to listen to anybody. She's going to follow her instincts. Not to mention that she was told her entire life that she is the rightful ruler of the Westeros. She is the one that is supposed to be sitting on the Iron Throne. It is her destiny to sit on the Iron Throne. Which, why wouldn't she believe in destiny? She took 3 stones, walked into a fire, came out with 3 dragons. If she doesn't believe in destiny, what the fuck does she believe in? She has been told that she is this rightful ruler her entire life. In her mind, she is the one that's supposed to be there. Anybody who is denying her is against her. Anybody who is not standing up for her is against her, which explains why she took out all those people. Everywhere she had gone before, all the people went up and took over, killing and capturing all of the masters, all of the leaders of the cities. Here they didn't. In her heart, she was expecting something like this to happen. She even said wherever she went before, all the people took over and took control from the leaders. Not to mention that everywhere she went, she conquered. She didn't rule very long. She moved from city to city and then left. Went to Westeros to try to conquer another place. She actually had no practice whatsoever in ruling anywhere for any length of time at all. And she was born in Westeros, yes, so technically she's not a foreigner. However, she grew up somewhere else. She grew up in completely different lands with completely different rules. At least 2 of her advisors knew all about this. The ones that were with her when she came across the sea. Tyrion and neither of them actually spent a lot of time teaching her the ways of Westeros. They did sit there a little bit and try to tell her some stuff. However, they really didn't put that much emphasis into it. Like, they didn't think it was that big of a deal, which was stupid in itself. And like I said, she felt alone. She felt like nobody cared about her. Nobody loved her. Her only option was fear, especially since all of her advisors kept failing her. Who was she going to listen to? She had nobody to listen to except herself. Dragons themselves are inherently destroyers. They are not protectors. So for anybody to say like, oh, it was out of character for her to be riding the dragon and it just be killing everybody. That's what dragons do. They destroy stuff. They are not there to protect stuff. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, I figured I'd talk about the deaths. Some of this had some very strange points to it. Cersei, for one. I don't feel like that was a good death for her. She deserved so much worse. Like, she needed to be burned slowly or stabbed multiple times, have all this crazy shit happen to her. Everybody keeps saying, oh, everything she did was for her kids. Well, that's bullshit too. She did shit for herself. She didn't do shit for her kids. She definitely didn't give 2 shits about anybody else. Proof of that is whenever she was sitting there with Tommen. She thought that whenever Joffrey died, she was actually going to have somebody that she was actually going to be able to speak into his ear and he was going to listen to every single thing that she had to say so that she could get her way. But as soon as he found somebody else who was whispering in his ear that he was listening to, that he fell in love with, she couldn't stand it. She wanted to get rid of this person, which ended up screwing her over in the process. But still, so she didn't do that for him. She did that for herself. She was sitting there trying to manipulate him so that she could get her way in everything. she couldn't do that again, so she got pissed off and decided to get rid of everything, inevitably killing her process by all of the actions that she put into place. Alright, so let's move on to Jaime. I think that was a good death for him. He went back to Cersei, which automatically meant that if he's going to go back to her, then he's going to be that stupid, he should just die anyways. Though, that almost makes his little stint of time with Brienne ridiculous and unneeded and wasteful. Because he just went and broke her heart because he decided that he was going to go back with his sister so that they could both die. He had to have known that they were going to die. He had to have known that they weren't going to escape. And quite honestly, if Daenerys had just gone straight for Cersei instead of burning the entire city down, she would have been dead long before Jaime ever got there. But enough of him. Alright, the Hound and the Mountain. I'm going to loop them together because they died together. Lifelong hatred and rivalry for each other. Those were amazing deaths, going out in a blaze of glory. Having the Hound finally go into the fire, but taking his brother with him so that they both burn up and die together. Even though the Mountain just seemed like he would never fucking die. Stabbed in the face, nothing. I don't know what the hell Qyburn did to him, but that was incredibly insane that he just would not go down. Because normally zombies go out, but I guess he wasn't a normal zombie. Well, since we just talked about him, let's go on to Qyburn. His death just seemed too quick. It just seemed sort of like an afterthought. Yeah, they were trying to get onto the Mountain and Hound fight, but all he did was like stick out his arm and smash his head against the rocks. He didn't even pick him up or throw him out the window or smash his head in after holding him up in the air for a second. I just feel like the death should have lasted another 1 or 2 seconds maybe, because it just happened so fast. If you blinked, you were going to miss it, you know? Now we'll move on to Varys. He had a fitting death. Quite honestly, he had death coming for him for years now. He was going against everybody, doing everything he could for what he said was the good of the realm. Which, quite honestly, for the good of the realm, he could have let Dany and Jon work out their issues that they had. They could have possibly gotten married, sat on the throne together, and they could have worked with each other. Because, quite honestly, Jon didn't want the throne anyways. Even if they got married, he would not sit on the throne. He would let her. He would be more of an advisor, which would have played to his benefit. Daenerys is more on the action side stuff that Jon wouldn't do. However, Jon is a lot more level-headed, and he seemed like he was the only one that could have possibly kept her in check a little bit more. But Varys, as soon as Jon's name was thrown out there, he just like flipped sides and started trying to kill her off immediately without her ever actually doing anything really that bad. Now we move on to Euron. This dude, man, I don't even think he should have gotten as much airtime as he did. He was ridiculous, annoying, and quite honestly, should have been killed off a lot faster or in a lot less honorable way. I feel that he got way too much screen time, and it was just unneeded, wasted time on him that could have been spent on somebody else. Alright, and as far as expectations/predictions go, I've seen some stuff. I've seen stuff where either Jon kills Daenerys, or she said she gets Drogon to try to kill him, and he doesn't, or he flames him and nothing happens, and then Daenerys ends up getting killed anyways. Jon goes up north, which I really don't know what to believe, because it does sound somewhat feasible, and no doubt Jon is going to be completely and utterly distraught and upset that Daenerys went and did what she did. And really, the way everything pans out depends on how Daenerys acts in this next episode. Because if she comes out cocky and pissed off, then more than likely something bad is going to happen to her and something else is going to end up happening. Somebody else is going to be in the throne. However, if she comes out like she used to, where she's nice, she's sweet, and yeah, she's a little bit pissed off still because everybody keeps fucking her over, which Tyrion might end up dying because they had Jaime Lannister in a cage, and now he's gone. Of course, he's dead, but still. Then we have Jon. Like, if she comes out like she used to, he may end up talking to her, telling her that what she did was wrong. And if she listens, they could end up working out their differences. Whether they stay together or not would be another story. But everything is dependent on her. Question is also, is Tyrion going to like anything? Is he going to be upset with her? Is he going to switch sides? We already know that with Arya on the ground, she is pissed. For one, she almost died numerous fucking times. And then she saw all these people burnt to a crisp as she was flying overhead. Arya is fucking pissed. Don't know if she's going to try to take her out because she is a faceless man. She probably does still have some of her faces with her. So we don't know what she's going to do. But you could tell from the trailer that she just looked pissed. And usually that means that she's going to try to go after somebody. But is she actually? Or is she going to end up leaving, going up to Winterfell again? Even though she said she didn't ever plan on going back. Which seems pretty wasteful because she was getting all pissed off at Jon for doing all this stuff. And yet she ended up leaving and saying, fuck all y'all anyways. And a lot of people, I've heard a lot of stuff where people are saying that Sansa should be sitting on the Iron Throne. As I said earlier, she has made so many stupid fucking mistakes. She has done so many stupid things. Who the hell is she going to listen to? She didn't even listen to Jon, who was her who she believed to be her brother at the time, whenever he was saying stuff. She doesn't listen to advisors. Why would she be a good queen? She wouldn't. The fact is, like, she would end up fucking everything up just the same. She's going to sit there and try to play her little mind games, not listen to anybody or anything that's being said, ended up screwing everything up anyways. And then, what would be left of Winterfell? Arya's gone. Jon wouldn't go back up there. If anything, if he does go back up north, he's going to go back with Ghost. Up with the free folk. He said many times that he wished he could go back up there with them. So if anything, if he does leave King's Landing and goes north, that's where he's going. There, as it's been said, numerous Stark always has to be in Winterfell. People could... Yeah, but that was because of the White Walkers. The White Walkers were there. They had to protect against the White Walkers. We don't know how fast they grow. And if you remember correctly, they were getting quite a few male babies at one point. How fast do they grow? If they grow slowly like a human, then that means there's going to be more White Walkers. If there's more White Walkers, then that means the Starks have to be there, the people that come from the original North folk. So if Sansa leaves, what Stark is going to be the Lord of Winterfell? I mean, it's obvious that Bran can't do it. He is the three-eyed raven now. He no longer thinks of himself really as a Stark anyways. He has no ambitions to do anything like that. He would be an awesome advisor. However, as far as a leader goes, he is not one anymore. Arya's probably never going to go back. Depending on where she goes, she's probably never going back to Winterfell. Could Tyrion end up on the throne? You know what? It is possible. But then again, would anybody want to see another Lannister on the throne, even if he is the best Lannister? I don't know if anybody else would ever want to see another Lannister on the throne. Or him as being the monster, the dwarf, the little beast, the person who killed his father, the person who turned against his family and went with a different... Is anybody really going to follow that? Who knows? They could end up destroying all 7 kingdoms, and then everybody rules themselves. Each little quadrant, Dorne rules themselves. The North rules themselves. The Iron Islands rule themselves. Everybody is all for themselves, is what it could end up being, honestly. Especially if Daenerys and Drogon end up getting killed. Do we really know what's going to happen, though? No. I've seen quite a few different things out there, and a lot of them point towards Sansa sitting on the throne, which... quite honestly would be an extremely stupid idea. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. That's what I picked out of it. If you don't agree, then you don't agree. But you know what? It's whatever. Because we'll find out in less than a week now. Alright, but I'm gonna head out. See it.